One race people are watching is the mayoral race in New York City, and the fight is heating up. Recently, Democratic nominees Ron Mamdani, former Governor Andrew Cuomo, and Republican Curtis Sliwa taking center stage, making their pitches to voters on Thursday. Now, the candidates exchanging some heated moments on stage. Take a listen.
This is not a job for a first-timer. Any day, you could have a hurricane, God forbid, a 9/11, a health pandemic. If you don't know what you're doing, people could die.
Mr. Mamdani, you want to respond?
And if we have a health pandemic, then why would New Yorkers turn back to the governor who sent seniors to their death in nursing homes? That's the kind of experience that's on offer here today. What I don't have in experience, I make up for in integrity. And what you don't have in integrity, you could never make up for in experience.
Yeah.
All right, according to a Quinnipiac poll, Mamdani is leading by about 13 points. An associate professor at the University of Mount St. Vincent, J.C. Polanco, is here to break this all down. All right, first question. What could the results of this election tell us about the state of the Democratic Party and American politics in general?
Let me tell you, this is a battle for the heart and soul of the Democratic Party. Is this going to be the party of Barack Obama, Bill and Hillary Clinton? If you can think about your centrist, pragmatic Democrat, or is this now the party of AOC, Bernie Sanders, the squad, and now Mamdani? So as you take a look across the country, the energy, the excitement, the youthful vote is really behind Bernie Sanders, AOC, and Mamdani. So this is going to be a battle for that. And I think it's going to be the race that the entire country is going to watch. And quite frankly, not only is the city laser focused right now, the country's laser focused on this New York City election, but the world is also focused because New York City is the most important city on earth. We are the capital of all that is economics, financial, cultural. And now what we're going to see is that we're going to determine who the next CEO of New York City government is. And that's a big job. Think about it. We have a GDP of over $1 trillion. We have a $120 billion budget. That's bigger than 10 other economies in the world. If we were a country, we'd be in the top 10.
Yeah, that's a massive job. Now, these candidates vying for that job, they spoke about a bunch of things on that debate stage, including affordability for New Yorkers, the Israel-Hamas war, and even policing in New York City. So what were your takeaways after listening to them?
Look, my takeaways are clear. This is going to be a battle to prove to New York City voters who has the gravitas to be the CEO of New York City government. Just a second ago, I told you, we have about 350,000 employees, $120 billion budget. You have New York City voters that are laser focused on this debate. It looks right now, by all means, that if you take a look at the polls, Assemblyman Mamdani is running away with this. Now, the majority of New Yorkers are still opposing his candidacy. That's a fact. When you take a look at New York City, if you have 10 voters, 6 to 7 out of those 10 voters are Democrats. So whoever wins the primary in June is the favorite to win in November. Considering that, how is it possible that right now you have a majority of New Yorkers are looking elsewhere? Fortunately for Assemblyman Mamdani, that opposition is divided between former Governor Cuomo and Curtis Sliwa. So going into November, unless there's a coalition of the opposition, it's almost impossible mathematically for Assemblyman Mamdani to lose this. So he just has to stay on cruise control at the next debate, stay focused, nothing is affecting him. And Governor Cuomo, former Governor Cuomo, has to make an effort to get as many of the 70% of Democrats that stayed home in June to vote for him and try to get some support from Republicans and independents by saying, you may not like me, I got it, but you know that I'm the best manager and I could be the mayor of New York City. He has to be able to make that claim that he's the most experienced one. If not, this is over.
Now, I want you to give me a quick answer here. One thing on a lot of people's minds right now across the country is Trump's deployment of the National Guard. And New York City is in question here. What challenges could the candidate that wins face when dealing with President Donald Trump?
Well, listen, President Trump will run over anyone who gets in his way. We have to make it clear that we do not need the National Guard in New York City. And it's important that whoever the next mayor is figures out a way to have a relationship with the president. You can't just declare war on the president. You got to work with this guy and make it clear to him that we don't need it, that we have the best NYPD, the best police force in the country, and we can handle this ourselves. If you go in there, poking the bear, I'm going to tell you, this is not a good time. We've seen what's happening across the country.
All right, J.C. Polanco, thank you very much for your perspective.